So greetings from Pennsylvania once again, and we're still up here in Schuylkill County. I was just filming one of my family history videos earlier today, making my way through Pine Grove. We're at a spot called Gunkle's Cemetery. That's one of the names for it, here on the west side of Pine Grove. I know I've seen this before. I think one of my viewers pointed this out to me, and my friend John, the hometown historian, has filmed here before, I believe. So we're going to check some things out. It's the oldest cemetery here in this area of Schuylkill County. Let's check some things out. So here is the cemetery. Down that way is Pine Grove. This is St. Peter's Church, right over there. And this was the first burying ground that the St. Peter's Church used. There are several other places in town that are used today, but this is the oldest one. Got a memorial here to the POWs, MIAs. But here's Revolutionary soldiers, early settlers buried here. Some of the oldest in the area. So let's, actually there's a plaque down there, I'll read. So we'll just check out some of these old grave markers. There's another reason I'm here too, which I'll talk about in a little bit. It's related to my family history series. Let's see what this one up here says. What does it say here? Oh yeah, site of the First Reformed Lutheran Church, 1782 to 1817. Oh yeah, it's donated by Jacob and Susanna Gunkle, which is probably what's called Gunkle's Cemetery. There you go. So it looks like some of the older ones are buried over here on this side. But as with a lot of older cemeteries, you know, there's a lot of space where you don't see markers, but that doesn't mean there's more than likely people still buried in there. Just these older cemeteries, that's the way it is. The markers are long gone, but some remain. Let's take a look at some of them. Of course, these are going to be in German, so it's going to be hard to read. We do have a date of, looks like born in 1740 probably. Can't quite make out that name. Is that that's Gunkle. Is that Jacob? Oh, so there are some Gunkles buried in here as well, which is probably why the family donated this land. So there's a Gunkle. Here's a Civil War veteran. Yeah, not going to be able to make out anything on there. So there's his Civil War marker. And over here's a William Smith. This one's easy to read. A native of New Jersey who was born in 1802. Yeah, and departed this life in 1831, it looks like, age 51 years old. I know I get a lot of comments from people saying, why don't you come out here with a chalk and a piece of paper and do like a chalk rubbing? I don't really have permission to do that in these public graveyards, so that's why I don't do it. Let's check out a few more. Let's see what this one here is. So a lot of these we won't be able to read, but check them out anyway. I don't even see a date on this one, so. Alright. Well, here's an oldie. I believe that's 1719 it looks like, or 1729. Can't quite make out the name though. But these whiter ones are definitely easier to read. Johannes Huber, it looks like, 1827 to 1832. Not that old then. Like 5 years old. Here's a Michael. Does that say Michael? I think so. 1790 it reads down there, but I've seen some interesting ones down here. Here's a Frederick Schnoke. This is obviously a newer tombstone. The 1737 to 1826, the first settler here in 1753. Looks like there's a Michael Schnoke over here too, probably a relative. 1768 to 1831. Here's one of those Revolutionary War soldiers. Here's another Michael Huber. I've seen a couple of those names, but here's his Revolutionary War marker. Has his wife there, Regina. Oh, not Huber. That says Euler. That looks like. Oh, that's her maiden name, Euler. Lived together 31 years. Departed this life in 1817. Where's that? 1847. Some Civil War veterans down here. There's a Jacob Hostler. There's his Civil War marker. 1779 to 18. What does that say? 1840? That can't be right. Because that's a Civil War marker. Grand Army of the Republic, 1861 to 1865. That definitely says 1840 there, so they got the wrong marker for this guy. I'm not sure. I wonder if someone just moved this here. It might not actually belong here. Alright. There's one over here too. There's a Jacob. Can't quite make out that name. But he has a Civil War marker too. Yes, I'm not sure what to say about some of those markers. I feel like I'm reading that date correct, 1840, but maybe he fought in like an award of 1812. That would have fit roughly. Like I don't know. Like I said, maybe someone was out here messing around. Maybe they just ran out of markers and just put one of those there. I don't know. That's definitely off. 1840, because the Civil War only started in 1860, so I don't know. All right, another Revolutionary War veteran here. Yeah, I can't really make out that name at all. It's the way it is sometimes here. Now I'm kind of focusing on the veterans. Kind of like reading about them. Because each one of these people does have their own story. Their own history. There's another Civil War veteran. Yeah, here's another one that's kind of off. They got the Civil War marker here, but his dates, he was born in 1764, died, that looks like 1849. So once again, this is the wrong marker. I mean, it's still honoring him as a veteran, but it's the wrong war. I'm assuming this fellow might be Revolutionary War for those dates. But yeah, not sure about that. Yeah, I mean, it's not the biggest issue in the world, but that does seem a little bit messed up. I feel like they should have the correct marker memorializing their service, though. Seems a bit cheap in a way, like you ran out of markers or something and you're putting one there. Unless someone just came, like I said, unless someone else came here and just moved these markers around. Just messing around or something like that. Yeah, because now I'm kind of wondering if someone did come down here and mess around with the markers, they might not even be at the grave of a veteran. So that kind of, I'm not sure. But it's definitely off. Those Civil War markers don't go with the dates that are on those tombstones. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But anyway, one reason I wanted to come here because I was just over at some other cemeteries today doing some more research on the Kramer side of my family. They moved to the Schuylkill County area back in the 1700s, roughly this time frame. So I was kind of wondering if there were any here. I didn't see any on the Find a Grave app that were buried in here, but I just thought I'd come check. The reality is that some could be buried here. Like there's a lot of open spaces in there where there's some unmarked burials. So perhaps I could have some ancestors buried back here in Gunkle Cemetery. But yeah, I just wanted to have a quick look for myself because I was in the area. Second thought, each of these veterans' graves should also have a flag next to it too. I don't see any flags here. All right. So I think that'll be it for this video and for Gunkle's Cemetery. Like I said, I just wanted to stop by and check it out, so I thought I'd bring you with me. I know some folks had told me about it. Cool little spot. Like I said, just a little bit bothered by the markers, not sure what's going on there. I mean, it's not a huge deal, perhaps, but if it's vandalism, it is. If someone deliberately moved the markers, then it is. But I'm not sure if that's what happened or not. But anyway, I feel like they could, if those are veterans and they have the wrong markers, I still feel that's a bit disrespectful. Anyway, that's my own thoughts. But all right, I'm gonna keep on going. Maybe explore one more place today. Maybe a covered bridge over in Dauphin County, the last one that I have to do in that county. But as always, thanks for coming along, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one.